Hi, hello, and good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing? I am doing well. A little sleepy, but okay. Good morning. It is Tuesday, August 17th, and it's 7:30 in the morning in New York. It's 11:30 a.m. in the morning in Ghana, which is GMT. Is that Greenwich Meridian time? I think it is. So obviously, you know what time it is. It means it is time to tell stories, and the storytelling train is here. So welcome, welcome, welcome. As always, I'm telling you guys, I do not get to see you in numbers. So I mean, in name, because of the platform we're using. And so please go into the comment section. Say something to me in your local dialect. We like to go back to our roots and say something in our local dialect. Say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Say how are you? Say welcome to me in your local dialect, and then I can get to see you and say hello to you. Okay? All right. In that same vein, we always like to go back and do some greetings of our own. So let us do it. Let us do it. Ibio Kabari, the Moshi people will say. Bella, they will also say. Baraka da Zua, Sanu da Zua, the houses will say. Ken, Toma Toma, Futua Wela, Toma Awela. Tipose when I'm Baraka. These are things that people in my native language will say Kusal. Like one of the frafras will say, Indina wo wezo. Indina Milo. I know I should say that, right? Ojeko. And for those of you who can respond, you can say Ojemla, right? I think that's how you say it. Ekabo, the Yorubas will say, or Ekaro, they will say. Akwaba, etisan ohutiden, mimawachi or mimamwachi. I greet you. Good morning to you. Karibu, karibu sana. Habari gani? Habari ya Zubue. I hope I said that right. Habari ya Zubue. I said it. I got it. Nagadef to you in Senegal. Inyasi, Aloy, Fodomileki. This is what the Bisas will say. It just means, how are you? Did you wake up well? How is everything going? And the Creole people will say, Akei, or if they're feeling a little, uppity, they will say, bonjour, right? Yes. Now, the Maoris will say, I have to tell you, the Maoris always sound more to me like Moshi than anything else, but that's a debate for another day. Welena, the Hawaiians will say, Dumela from the Soto land of South Africa. Kotoli, the Fulanis will say, of course, welcome, welcome, welcome. Wherever you are in the world, we bid you welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Please, again, go in there, say hello, welcome, say something to me in your native local dialect. I want to learn it. I want to be able to say it on the show. My name is Zoe Baraka. How are you? All right. Today, the storytelling train is going on the campaign trail, right? Storytelling be everywhere. It just be everywhere. Let me set this up for you as always. So Michael Kunke, our storyteller today, I actually went to film school with him, only either he had just graduated before I got there or he was just in his last year when I got there. We weren't friends, so to speak, but his name rang out. And I knew him just as Kunke. And for some reason, I thought that was his name. I mean, his first name. I didn't realize that that was his last name. That tells you the measure of a man. When people are so comfortable to call him by his last name, he was and still is absolutely ridiculously talented in animation and documentary filmmaking. He is a documentary filmmaker at heart, a travel consultant, and a community development advocate. A humanitarian, he has founded the Kunke, Michael Kunke Foundation, an organization with which he is promoting educational opportunities for children from deprived communities in Ghana. He is also the CEO of Brand Elmina, a destination marketing organization based in Elmina, Ghana, promoting Elmina as the #1 tourism destination in Ghana. Michael specializes, of course, I just said it, in documentary filmmaking. He loves photography, and he is also into aerial photography. This part of his life, though, in about 12 or so years of his life, back in the day is carved out to his going on the campaign trail with one of Ghana's political parties. And today he is going to share a few stories. I'm going to allow him to be the one that tells you which party it is and the person with which he was on the campaign trail, so that you get to hear, or he's going to regale us with stories from different parts of Ghana and how these stories have helped shaped his life. Guys, storytelling connoisseurs, without further ado, please, like we always do, give Michael Kunke a great to my younger self. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, sir. Hello, 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 hello.
Hi. Good
Hi.
morning to you.
Wow, it is so good to see you.
Yeah, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. And
Well, as we always say, the floor is yours.
well, I'd like to say thank you for giving me this opportunity, and to everyone watching today. And a big thank you to Idana Hamid. He managed to trick me to do this. The first day he called me, I was like, "No, Hamid, I can't do this. I don't have any story to tell." And he said, "No, you have stories. You have so much experiences that you have stories to tell. Maybe you don't know which story to tell yet, but I bet you have a lot of stories to tell." And so, Hamid, I know you are there watching. Thank you very much for getting me into this. And after this, we'll sit and talk about something else. So no problem. So if I'll go straight, if I should
Before
go
you
straight,
start, Michael, before you
uh-huh.
start, let me do a few greetings because I see a few people here and my skin is jumping. Good morning, Sumaya Akom. By the last name, I'm sure most of you know who she is by now. Sumaya, welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my good God. Of course, Yidana is here. Hello, my brunkle. We have a name for each other now. He's my brother and my uncle, so we fused it together. He's my brunkle and I am his sneeze, his sister and his niece.
I see.
Oh my God. Stop the presses as always. Every time my daddy is online with me, I just have to stop everything and say good morning to you, daddy. This is the person that bore me. I love him so very dearly. He makes time for his princess. I am his princess. Daddy, thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Wow. Good morning, Beverly Ross. I see you. Lauren, all the way in the UK. Thank you so much for joining us. Henrietta, oh my God, blast from the past. It is so good to see you. Henry Sasu, so good to see you. Nuto Oklu, thank you so much. You have become one of our top fans, and I so appreciate you. Guys, welcome. And okay, I hand it right back to you. Go ahead.
So you said you call Idana what Bronco?
Bronco, yes, he's my Bronco.
Well, I think he's fond of that because I did a video, and it's a poetry and a video. So and I wanted a name for it, and guess what? Idana said we should call it Video Tree. So a video and poetry.
There it is.
So it means I think he's really fond of that.
He is. He is very good at it
He say
too.
what sneeze.
Sneeze. I'm his sneeze. Sister and niece.
Anyway, so and I'll say hi to View and Sasu. I see they are all up online.
Yes.
So many thanks for making time to watch this.
Yes.
So my first story, and I call it the T-shirt story.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is how it goes. On the campaign trail, um, when we go, we give
Can
out.
you
You
can
know,
you set it up for me a little bit? Which campaign and if you're
okay.
comfortable,
Sorry.
don't
Let
worry
me.
about it. Just backtrack a little bit. Set it up for
Okay,
me.
let me backtrack.
Yes.
So, in 2008, I joined Dr. Papa Kwesi Indo.
Mm.
He was then
Wow.
running for presidential candidate on the ticket of the CPP, the
Wow.
Convention People's Party. That
Mm.
was Kwame Nkrumah's party.
Mm.
And
Wow.
my role was cut out very simple for me. Um, I was supposed to document everything, every aspect of the campaign,
Right.
from video to photography, and put it up in a documentary, short documentary to be aired on air and also to be used for news broadcast as well. And so we get on a campaign trail and we realize that it wasn't just that.
Mm.
A lot went into it. So before we the campaign starts, I was in the lead car. So we take the lead, the first car in the convoy. We take the
Wow.
lead and we sometimes leave the main convoy and get to the grounds and, you know, like the recon group, we check what's going on. Are the people ready?
Mhm.
If there are some t-shirts that needs to be given out, we do all of that
Wow.
before we give the green light for the candidates to come. If you're not ready, we call them and tell them, no, wait. Or we say, no, these guys are not ready. Let's move to the next place. So basically that was what we were doing aside the filming and the documentation of the entire event. So we get to a place. I think this was somewhere in the northern region, Satsugu, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we are about giving out t-shirts, and we normally give the t-shirt to the party people on the ground.
Okay.
And we take the t-shirt out, we hand it over to this party guy. He's distributing it because he's on the ground. He knows the
He
people.
knows who they are. Yes.
Yes. Because quite often people come and they say, look, I want one, but he's actually not your party guy.
Mm,
But he says he wants one t-shirt.
mm.
Then we give the t-shirt out and a guy walks up, he comes to us and says, look, you didn't give me a t-shirt. So guess what? I'm not going to vote for you. Just that.
Just that.
Yes, just that. A t-shirt. And this t-shirt, it's not like it's a designer t-shirt or some expensive t-shirt. Yes, it does cost money to print it. But it's a t-shirt with a picture of Dr. Indom embodied in the front. And
Yes.
the sometimes he also has the parliamentary candidate as well, with the party, the name of the party behind it.
Right.
And this guy, he was furious. He says, no, I'm not voting for you. I won't vote for you. And
Because
it,
of a
it-
t-shirt.
yes, because of a t-shirt.
All he
One
needed
t-shirt.
in his
That
entire
was,
life
yes,
was a
that was
t-shirt.
all he needed. One t-shirt to vote. So there it
Is
tells you,
this where we are? I am
yes.
so, my God.
And he was serious. He was
Wow.
serious. He was furious. And so we were like, no, and so we had to call him back. And language barrier. We couldn't speak the language. So we called one guy and he came and we spoke to him. We had to convince him and we ended up giving him a t-shirt. So you can imagine what would have happened if we didn't have.
Wait. What is the guarantee that he actually voted for you?
Yeah, but yes, that's the thing.
Oh my God.
Yes. And so for that t-shirt that he didn't get, he's probably going to vote for someone else. T-shirt for 4 years.
Wow.
One
How
t-shirt,
powerful is that for four
yes, for
years of
four
your life?
years. Yeah. 4 years of development, one
Wow.
t-shirt. So for
Wow.
me, the lesson I took from this was that I was seeing it as just a t-shirt. But to him, it was not just a t-shirt.
It was everything.
It was everything. Because later on, after elections, what also happened was after elections, we went round again, what we normally call the thank you tour. We went round again and we realized that that t-shirt that we gave out last year during the elections, or even let me skip forward to 4 years later, you go and you realize that people are still wearing that t-shirt that you gave out. It's not like they are going for some political program again. No, he's just taking his bath at home. He's going out on a normal day, any regular day, any given day. He's
And
going
he
out.
just
And
wears it.
yeah, he's wearing it, you
Wow.
know. So it tells you that the little things that we were taking for granted that, oh, it's just a
A
t-shirt. If you didn't
t-shirt.
get it, is what we are going to talk about on the platform that should matter.
Wow.
But then here you realize that it's not just what you say on the platform.
Wow.
That
Wow.
simple t-shirt, that regular t-shirt that you gave, you refused to give him, or not that you even refused, you ran out of t-shirts.
That's it.
That's it. 4 years gone.
I am so stumped right now because I'm thinking about all the implications of the wrong person that could just become an MP, not by numbers, just because they were able to provide a T-shirt,
Yes.
maybe give you a little food here and a little
And
food
and
there.
you know, and sometimes it's not just the t-shirt. There are a whole lot of other things. It could be just one olonka of rice, a bag of rice about just about this size, just rice, a bag like this of rice. You know, and you don't give it to him, and it's gone.
That's it. Wow,
Yes.
wow,
So those little things we learned. I especially learned not to take it for granted. Because I
wow.
remember I get to a point I gave my shirt out.
Yes, because
Yeah, I gave it out. The guy was like, "No, I want the one you are wearing." We told him, "Look, we don't have it." He said, "No, you are wearing one. Keep that one." And so I gave the shirt that I took it off and gave it to him. And I asked him, "You're okay?" He said, "Yes, good." You know, because of the language, they'll tell yes, it's good. I'll
and
vote
that
for
was
you,
it.
and that's it. A
The
t-shirt.
mentality boggles me. This is wow. I know we came to tell stories, but this story is it's telling you the state of mind of a people. And I don't
Yeah.
know whether to be sad about the simplicity of it or be happy about the simplicity of it. It is so simple, meaning that money walks. Or is it
Yes.
money talks? I'm not even sure
Money
anymore.
talks. Money is
My
money talks.
God. And
So
every other logic walks out the window with it. That is
yeah,
ridiculous. Wow. Wow.
yeah, you
Wow.
know, and
What is your
so
second story? I'm so sorry. I'm
my next story, well, it's I call it 2011 into 2012. So
okay.
flashback from 2008 into 2011.
Mhm.
That in that year there was a lot of talk issues here and there, and so Dr. Indom had decided to move on from the CPP due to
Move on.
circumstances.
Okay.
And some other people also came together, like-minded people came together, and they told him, look, if these guys are not ready, we are ready to go with you.
Mhm.
So come and let's join forces together and let's move on. And that gave birth to the PPP, the Progressive People's Party.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I remember in a he there was a formal press conference to announce this movement, and I think it was in December 22nd or so, 2011.
Oh my God.
A year
3 days
a
to
year
Christmas.
into election. Yeah, a
Wow.
year into the election year proper. So roughly, maybe some few months below, because the election is on December 7th, and this was in December 22nd,
Mm.
2011, when it became official that he was moving on from the CPP to the PPP.
Mm.
So after that press conference, he gathered us. We're just and look, and the core of the campaign team were young boys and girls, or should I say, young men and young women.
Mhm.
At that time, that year, I was around 30. I was around 34, 35 thereabouts. Yes, and he was like, "Look, this is it. It's election year, but then we are going to run this election like no other." And that was it. We hit the ground running. I mean, literally running, because we had a few months to election.
Mm.
Here is the case: the candidate is there,
Mm.
but the vehicle on which the candidate is running on, the Progressive People's Party, was a new political party.
Mm.
And we had to travel through every single district of Ghana. And I tell you, Zoe, it was not easy.
Wow.
But we had to. We knew the task ahead, we knew the challenge we were going to face, but we were ready for it. We were up for it. So then election campaign starts. Right after that press conference, campaign started. 20, I mean, it was getting to Christmas. Forget Christmas. There's Christmas every year. Election comes once in every 4 years. Christmas every day is Christmas. It depends on
Really, if you
how
think
you see
about
it.
it.
Yeah. You know. So we start from Accra. We start going out on the road. town after town, village after village, spreading the gospel of the Progressive People's Party. I mean, it was to spread the name of the party. The candidate was already known.
Mm.
It was to spread the name of the party. So you can imagine sometimes we mount up the stage and we are talking, and people are like, it's CPP. Like, no, it's not CPP. This is not
It's
CPP.
PPP.
This is PPP. Yes, the Progressive People's Party. And it took some time to really get it going. But
Mhm.
then, I mean, we knew this is it. We had no option. We had to
But
do
to
it.
work it. Wow.
And at times you check into your hotel is around 1 a.m., 5 a.m., you'll be up. So whilst you check in and others are sleeping, you have to sit down. I was with one guy called Dennis Kilson. So he puts the script together, and then I sit and edit the video. Whilst we've checked in around 12 midnight, 1 a.m., we
Wow.
have to edit it so that it can go in the morning. Yes, we have to send it out to the media houses. And you probably will somewhere up north or in some village in the western region. And the roads leading to those places, I mean,
Yeah, and the service,
yeah,
the internet
yes, and the
connection,
internet
all
service.
that.
Just
Wow.
uploading one small file, you sit down and it keeps going. you
That
know,
proverbial little round circle saying,
yes,
wait for
it
me,
keeps
I'm here.
going, keeps going, loading, loading,
Wow.
loading.
Wow.
So you do that because it has to be on air. It needs to be on TV, on radio, in the newspapers the next day,
But
where we
let
had
me
got to.
backtrack with you, though. I think it was a very gutsy thing for him to do, to want to just launch a party almost, it wasn't even a year. It really was about 10 months into election.
Yeah, you
That
know,
was very gutsy and speaks about his character.
and
And what did you take from that? Because
and he always tells you, look, we can do it. And for me, what I took from it was that, look, it doesn't matter when you start. The most
wow,
important thing is you need to start.
you just need
Start
to
it.
start.
No
Just
matter
start.
how small you start it.
Wow.
Start it. Believe in it. Push. Grow it. It'll become big.
You just preached. Wow.
And that
Wow.
year, 2012, PPP became the alternative party, the next big
Wow.
thing. Yes.
Wow.
With just about 10 months to election, we
And you did
ran
it.
an election, the campaign, and we're like, wow, did we just do that? Yes.
Wow. What a
So,
powerful story of tenacity, really, for everyone on the team. And also, of course, for Dr. Pakusi Indum, it was very gutsy. Most people wouldn't make that jump. I know I wouldn't.
and
Wow.
sometimes we will be so tired and tense, and he sees it. He sees it that, look, these people are tired. But then he always had a way. So one thing he always did was when we got after the days that we're able to finish early,
Mm.
we get to the hotel, and then he 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 puts in an order. He says, look, let's go to the restaurant. He tells everyone, hey, let's go to the restaurant. We go and we sit with him. He's there, and he tells you, look, place your order. Everyone, you place your order, the food, the drink. He doesn't care whatever you decide to drink,
Mm.
you know. And then he
Wow.
sits and we start cracking jokes.
Wow.
He's
Wow.
and look, he can
What,
tease you.
what is amazing. Let's jump into, I know you have about 4 stories you decided you wanted to share with us. Can you,
Yeah.
I'm going to reel you a little back in because I know sometimes when you start talking about people you thoroughly love, you kind of, just go into it. It's like me talking about my father. I could talk about my father for 15 years and it would not end. You know what I mean? So let's
Yeah.
go and see if we can grab that third story, see how we work it.
Okay. So the third story um has to do for me, it has to do with work ethic.
Mm, mm,
Yes. So after elections, we get down to business, and for him, election is elections. After election,
mm,
it is work, business. So after
mm.
election, that's politics. After that, he doesn't mix politics with business.
The
So
business.
after
Wow.
that, it is pure business. So after election, everything is over. We get and we are working, 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 And I was used to going to work at 8 or earlier before 8. Excuse me, sorry. And closing around 4:30, 5:30 thereabout, and then I'll leave and go home. Then one day was 5 o'clock. I had closed. I was just going, and I meet him at the lobby,
Mm.
and it's like, Michael, where are you going?
I like
And,
the way you impersonate him. Where are you going?
and I was like, I've closed. And he looks at his watch and was like, you've closed. Have I closed? I
Wow.
was like, no, sir. And you have closed. You are going home. Okay. Then he just walks up to his
That's all
office.
he said.
That's all he said.
Okay.
Then, I'm like, what do I do now? Then I turn slowly and I go back to my office. My office is downstairs, so when he's upstairs in his office, he just needs to peep through his window and you will see whether my light is on or not.
Wow.
Then I can also look up and see whether his light is on
Mm.
or not. So then I walk back to the office, turn on my machine again, and I sit behind.
And
So
you started working.
the things I had planned to do the following day, I open my the software and I start editing, doing all the graphics, whatever I had planned to do tomorrow, which was the next day. I start doing all of that work. So virtually I got done with everything I had scheduled to do the next day. So I didn't even notice the time was flying by. I checked the time and it was 9:30 getting to 10. And I look up and I see that his light is still on.
Oh my God.
I'm like, no, look, it's getting to 10. What do I
I need
do?
to go home.
I need to go home. Yeah. So I go back and I sit down. And then just about some 5 minutes I sat down, I realized my door opens. It's like, oh, you're still here. It's like, oh, you've not gone home. You're still here. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. And he walks off. I
He
was like,
walks off.
he
Wow.
goes home. So after that, after that day till today, I can't do
A
the
nine to
usual
five.
8 to 5 10. No.
Wow.
I got used to closing, not just because I felt I had to close late. It's because I was like, why wouldn't I do whatever I have doing tomorrow today? Why wouldn't I do it now?
Wow.
So tomorrow I can do whatever I had planned to do the next day. So that every day I'm able to
That
clear
day
2 or 3 days ahead.
ahead.
Yes.
Wow.
You know, and it became a part of me. And it has actually been it's I can't do with that. So now that is how I work.
Wow.
That is how I work now. And it's been extremely helpful. Extremely helpful. And so I'm used to doing that. And everything has to be planned. It has to be. And one other thing I learned from him was that, when he calls you to his office, the phone rings and he calls you, you say, look, come upstairs. You don't go without a piece of paper and a pen.
And a pen.
Yes. You enter,
With
and
a
it's like, where's your paper? He said, look, wait. He picks a paper from his printer. I said, take, sit down. You jot every single thing he says, every single thing.
wow. So
So
that
you
has
can,
shaped your work ethic now. That's something your
yes,
younger self definitely, I'm sure, definitely
yeah, exactly.
appreciate.
You
Wow.
know, exactly. So that's how I am now, and I can't be there without doing anything.
Mm.
I need to find work. I need to get
You
something
need to
doing.
be doing something.
Yes, I can't
Wow.
just be sitting down. And I mean, so every single day now, everywhere I go, I have my laptop.
Mm.
I
Mm.
have everything with me. Thank God
Wow.
now everything is digitized with just
Mhm.
even your phone. You can film and sit and do something. So every single time that I have to be doing something. And even what I do now even demands that the more content creation online. So every day I take a picture, quickly I edit it, it has to go. So and I'm used to, doing whatever post that needs to go today.
Mhm. Mhm.
So sometimes in a week, before I realized I have every single post ready for the week.
Wow. Wow. And you
And
got
that,
that just working
yes, that I
with
picked
this man.
from working with him,
Wow.
doing what needs to be done tomorrow, today.
Mm. And you're always a day ahead, like Ryle just said. She says, I joined late, but hearing about doing today what I would do tomorrow. So always a day ahead. In fact, there's a few comments and a few people just jumped on. Let me just greet everyone. I see you, Auntie Doris, Francisca Ado. Thank you, Dorothy Aiga. Thank you guys for joining. I just wanted to read a few poignant comments here. Henrietta says that that's why we need to accept and agree that it is the education of the people that matters above everything else. Our youth need to be enlightened to know why and what they vote for. She's talking, I think this is a comment that came up after, you talked about the t-shirt. Sumaya
Yeah,
Akom over here says, note to self, it doesn't matter how long it takes, just start. That is a
exactly.
powerful statement you just made there. You were preaching. And of course, my bronco Yidana says, this was pure sacrifice. I can imagine what this means to you now that you are on your own. How is this impacting you on your personal journey and what you do now? And funny enough, you just answered that, which is amazing, amazing. Auntie Dory says it's called earning your keep. I think she's talking about the fact that you were there too late, late into the night, and now look at you. You worked throughout all of the night. Wow, wow, wow. I know you have one last story you'd like to share with us, and I'm gonna let you do that.
Yeah. So before I go to that, let me just relate that
Hmm.
to what I do now. There are a couple of things I do now, but one of them, Brand Elmina,
Hmm.
it's just promoting Elmina as the number one place to come to in terms of
Yes,
tourism.
yes.
So before I started Elmina, my other business partner, when I shot the idea to him, was like, uh, this one, let's wait.
Hmm.
I don't think it will really go. I said, no, it's possible. Let's start. So when we started, then he was like, Charlie, what you said is true. I said, look, let's start. It will fly. It will move. So it doesn't really matter. It matters is
You
you start.
started it, and look where it
And
is
you,
now. I
yeah,
was on the website, and it looks very good. So yeah,
thank you.
you just have to
Yeah.
start. And guys, it's not a promotion page. We tried very hard not to. But yes, when you get a moment, just go in there on brandelmina.com and double check it. You never know when you might have a person that wants to visit Elmina, and you might have an in with Michael over here. All right. We have just
Yeah.
about enough time for you to jump in. So what story?
Yeah. So I'm going to do the story I call the TV truck story.
Oh, okay.
TV truck story. So 20 was it 20, this was also in 2012.
Mm,
We go to this village not too far from
mm.
Tamale in the northern region. And it's not too far, but then shockingly there is no electricity, there is no running water.
Mm.
I mean, it's no news though.
Wow.
Then so as we wait for we're there on a campaign. So as we were waiting, we realized there was this guy pushing a truck. And on the truck, there was a TV set. There was a gen set, a generator.
Wait, when you
Really-
say truck, can you define that? Because over here, when
Well,
we say
okay.
truck, it means a big Tundra,
No, no,
Toyota
no, 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 no.
Tacoma.
Okay, let me break it down. It's not
Break it down for us a little bit.
okay, it's not that kind of truck. This is people might probably call it trolley.
Okay,
Or
so a
yeah, similar
trolley,
to a
but a
trolley. Yeah.
wooden one, right? It's
Wooden
one of
one,
those wooden
4 wheels.
trolleys. Okay,
There's a
okay.
handle that you pull.
Oh, that
Could
kind of
probably
truck.
yeah, it could probably be about 6 feet or 7 feet. Yeah.
Okay.
And so on it, he has this TV set, he has a generator, and he has this antenna, a satellite dish, and a pole. So we were all wondering what he does with it.
Hmm.
Apparently, this guy goes round village to village with this truck of his. So when he gets there, I'm sure it was the village others who put money together and they call him to come in.
Wow.
And he sets it up, starts his generator, powers it, turns on the TV, the decoder, and the satellite dish, and he tunes it, and he gets a signal, and boom, that's it. That's entertainment for the village.
And does he
Like,
just Wow. He
So the
plays.
kids, everyone comes and they sit behind it and they're watching. So that's entertainment, and it's probably gonna come maybe the next month or something. You
Wow.
know. So for
This is in Ghana, maybe
yes, it's
7 years ago,
yeah,
2012. I
in
don't.
2012. You know,
Wow.
and so for him, from I realized, look at where he is in that village. No power, no electricity, but then he's come up with this idea on how to raise funds, and make some money for himself with his truck, his trolley, and TV set and a generator, you know. And so the business idea was there, the model was there, and he's executed it in the smallest way.
Yes. I am
You
in
know.
awe as a filmmaker. I mean, both of us as filmmakers, you would just, that's probably the beginning of cinema right there. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys want to help us out. I know
Well,
um, two of
so
our
since
producers are.
2012, if I should assume if he had continued it, I can't
Wow.
imagine what he has now. Because if he was able to sit down and bring up that idea, that concept,
Mm.
it's yeah, it's by now probably I don't know what he has now.
I am so curious. I want to find out where this person is and what he must be doing now with, this truck. I wonder what, the campaign trail guys were saying. Did you guys stay and watch,
No, I mean we couldn't stay that long because we were on an assignment.
Mhm.
So we couldn't really stay that long. We had to do what we had doing and move
Wow.
on. Yeah,
Wow.
and move on.
Wow.
You know. And so for me the campaign it wasn't just I didn't get just the opportunity to travel and see Ghana like a tour or something,
Mhm.
but then you get to see what I call the real Ghana,
Mm.
the real Ghana, not just Accra,
Mm. Or
the
Kumasi
real or
or
Kumasi or
Tamale
Takoradi,
or yeah.
the regional capitals. No, the real Ghana, so that you know what you have in Accra, you don't take it for granted.
You really don't. Wow.
You don't know. You don't take it for granted. Never.
Wow.
If your tap doesn't flow once in a week or 2 or 3 times in a week, look, you have something someone doesn't have. Because before we went, I used to hear about, you know, people drinking from the same water as their cattle. I really didn't believe it until I saw it, you know. So whatever you have, no matter how small it is, you should cherish it and try
Yeah.
and turn it around. Because
Wow.
people have less, some have nothing, but
And
they
they still
manage.
manage to have
Yes,
entertainment
they
on,
still manage.
like Rita just said, on makeshift wagon wheels, and they have a life, and they're
Yeah,
happy. They're happy people for the most part, except for the
yes,
part that we call it poverty, at least in our very technological sense. But to them, this is just life.
yeah.
And
I
wow,
mean, I'm trying hard not to go into that area, the poverty
right,
aspect of it,
yes,
and how
but that's
you
okay.
can compare it. Yeah, I'm
Yes,
trying hard
that will
not
be
to
for
go there.
another day. Wow.
Yeah, you know.
Wow. Guys, I need you to go into the comment section, and I know you have a lot. You have shared so many stories today. You've told us about the t-shirt story that talks about the mind of the masses. Indeed, in some ways, we're all the masses, right? Because maybe for you and me, it's not a t-shirt. Maybe for you and me, it's a road, or it's a school. But everyone's vote counts for something. We all
Yeah,
have a vote, something that will push us, excuse me, to want to vote for somebody. You shared also about the work ethic. You shared also about starting, no matter what it is or how late you think you are, just start it. I think for me, that's one of my favorite, topmost favorite. um, when I first started doing this, I thought, girl, you're in your 30s. What is wrong with you? But I had to psych myself up to say to myself, just start it. You don't know who might want to hear you. Just start it. And 1 year or a year and a half down the line, we're still going strong. Thank you to our executive producer Emmanuel Sorogo, and of course our line producers Elsie Dixon, Sedina Maveva, and of course my brunkle, everyone's uncle, but my brunkle, Yidanako Bigbila Hamid. It has come this far because of them. When you start it, the resources will come.
Yeah.
Just start. That's one of the most powerful things I've heard from you today, and I'm really excited about that. And of course, you shared with us about the TV truck, the acumen of just being business oriented, and in the spirit of entrepreneurship that
Yeah.
goes into just about everyone. We all have it. We just have to start it. And this man started it. And I tell you, I'm very curious now. I want to know where he is and what he's up to, you know. Let me say a few greetings. I see a couple of people. Of course, Rita, I see you. I see you. There was one person I wanted to say hello to, Stefania Lamisi Aduku. Girl, let me tell you, my dad loves you. Okay, so what Stefania does is she tells stories. She lives in France and she tells stories purely in the Kusal language. I am
Oh.
enamored by her. I have never heard anyone do this before. It is new, it is hip, it is fascinating. And well, hopefully we get to have Stefania here to regale us with some stories of her own. But thank you so much for making the time and watching a fellow storyteller. I'm just very grateful for that. Thandi Way, thank you so much for watching. She's watching us in the UK by way of, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe it is Zimbabwe. I love Zimbabwe. Sumaya Akom says, one lesson I learned when I went to my father's village some years back is they have nothing, but they have everything. Wow. Wow. What a
True.
powerful thing to say. Wow. Guys, I really do need to hear from you. What have you learned? What have you learned? Beverly Ross says, treasure what you have, be grateful, and keep on going. She has encapsulated everything you just said right there. Keep on going. Reverend Father Enyonam, funny Reverend Father. I love this man. He is one of the hippest Reverend Fathers you will ever meet. He says, my Zoe Baraka, my Reverend Father, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, Dandy Way says contentedness. I hope I said that right. Please help me. It's a great way
Quite a
to
mouthful.
live a life, a life full of joy and mentally and emotionally well. And of course, there are people who are happy even if they don't seem to have much on our eyes. What we seem to think should make them happy. And she just corrected, she just said, I am right. And she is watching from the UK. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Michael, I know I'm going to give you the last word, but let me do a little housekeeping before I give you the last word and then we jump off. Guys, just today, actually, today is Tuesday, yes. One of Ghana's most prolific writers that is based in the US, her name is Margie Marge. She just launched Sasha Perseveres in America. And today is a launch day. And I thought I would tell you that. She has written a children's story book, and it is going to be launched today. The first in that series was Sasha Goes to America. And then she has followed it up with Sasha Perseveres in America. Please do not hesitate to find her. Find her on Instagram, find her on Facebook, find her somehow and get some of these books for your kids, especially for the kids who were born here or came here when they were too little and so do not have a root back home. These storybooks will definitely help. And for those kids who are here who want to learn more about, being African and all of that good stuff, you do not want to miss it. In 2 weeks, we're going to be hosting another episode of Dear Son. And please, you want to be there for it. We're going to be talking about a Bible character who is a little bit of a mouthful. His name is Mephibosheth. Okay, see, I can't even say it right. I'm going to leave it to the guys. They will figure it out. But that character's name is Mephibosheth, okay? Next week, we have another storyteller who is going to regale us with amazing stories. His name is Razak Awuni or Razak Wuni Bawumia. Yes, I know you have questions about that last name. We're going to be talking about all of that next week. I truly, truly appreciate you, my tribe from NAFTI, my tribe from GIJ, all of you, my tribe here. I am doing this because you allow me to invade your screens every week to tell you stories. Thank you for accommodating me. Thank you for accommodating us from the To My Younger Self studios, of course, from the Dear Daughter studios by way of Red Sea Studios. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. Michael, you have the last say. What do you want to tell our audience?
Before I do that, I'm going through your comments and I see Sedi. Sedi says, "Hi, Michael. Hi, Sedi."
Hi!
And
Another one of our line producers, ma'am. You're a little late, but I love you, so it's all good. All
Idana says, "I have to change my name from Kunke to Experience." Anyway, so what I was just saying, I know this is not about Dr. Indom, it's about my experience and what I took from my time working with him.
good.
I would say, for me, I learned a lot, and to the extent that it wasn't the relationship wasn't just a subordinate and the boss, but then it was more like a father and a son relationship. That is how
Wow.
far it went. Because, I mean, when there were some issues, I'll just put it across to him and hear what he has to say.
Wow.
And, so for me, I've learned a lot. Those 12 years I worked with him, the exposure he gave, I don't think I would have gotten it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the trust that he put in me, and not just me, but the young men and women who were working with him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we would have gotten it anywhere. And I think this is one thing that we lack as a country: believing in the youth that yes,
Oh,
they
he
can
just
do it.
dropped a bomb. Yes, say it.
That yes,
Wow.
we can do it when given the opportunity and the right guidance.
Mm.
Yes, we can do it. Of course, we may not have all the experience to do it, but then when we are guided, when we make a mistake, the way and manner the correction is done,
Wow.
and we are put back on track that look, you shouldn't have done it like this or like that. If I'll just give one experience, if I'll just go back again, I remember after the 2008 elections, I had to document the entire campaign. But then I had lost some footage. I didn't have some footage. And I remember he asked me, okay, so Michael, I want the whole thing documented in probably 20 or 30 minutes. I was like, oh, I don't have here. And it's like, well, get it done. Get it done. And after I had done it, and you know what, after everything, I sent it to him and he was like, okay, I like it. What if you do this place like this? What if you change this and put this here?
Mhm.
What do you think? Then I'll put my views across and he'll be like,
Wow.
okay, do mine, but do yours too. And let's see which one comes out best.
Mm. Mm.
So if it is yours that comes out best, you say, okay, I think let's go with yours. That's good.
Mm.
So let's take your idea.
What a powerful way
You know,
to impact a person and to learn from the youth,
yes.
at least on his part, and then also for you, just being able to
And
glean
I
from
mean,
him.
he will always say that look at those of us sitting here. That is himself, and you probably have Uncle Mike Egan, you have Mr. Ladi Nylander, they'll all be there. And he said, look at us.
Wow.
We are done. You are the ones coming.
Wow.
So you need to do it and make sure you get it right.
Wow.
If there's a mistake, well, we'll prompt you that you didn't get it
There's a
right here, you
mistake.
get it right there. And so go and do it like this.
Wow.
And it wasn't just in politics. If you go to all the companies back then, you will
Mm.
find
You
a
did
lot
all
of
of those.
young guys and women
Wow.
there. That is how come Kofi Asamoah was able to be made the running mate for the 2020 elections on the ticket of the PPP.
Wow. So we definitely have gone 19 minutes out of time. I thought, we were going to stick to 30 because you were like, oh, I don't have stories. I don't have stories. And I kept telling you, time will tell. And
Yeah.
indeed, we have been vindicated. Listen, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time coming out here and sharing these amazing stories with us. It just makes you understand that buying for a particular seat is not just a bed of roses. Most people think it is. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
If you want something in life, you have to go out there almost like a campaign trail. I guarantee you, I am on a campaign trail,
Yeah, exactly.
bugging you every day with pictures and stuff and telling you, come on and listen to what my guests have to say. In that vein, we are moving to YouTube. Um, by next January, you will not find us on Facebook. Our presence will be very, very little. So please find us on YouTube. My producer told me that I don't say it enough, so I'm going to say it today. Please find us on YouTube. It's called To My Younger Self. You're going to find my picture there with a phone to my ear or something like that. I don't know why we have that there, but please find us, subscribe, click on it, like it, all of the good stuff, comment on something, and share. Okay? Um, it has been the storytelling train to my younger self. My name is Zoe Baraka. And from Michael Kunke and I want to say bye bye. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Of course, enjoy your entire week. I love you. Thank you so much for investing in me and to my younger self. God richly bless you. Bye bye.
Right.